Stranger Things has to be the most addictive show that I have watched this year. Its wonderful recapturing of the 80s vibes is part of the reason why I binged the whole season within just a few days. Everything about it just had me instantly hooked. The mystery, intrigue, characters, every single bit of it just had me moving straight onto the following episode. You lose track of time, and then the next thing you know, you've gone through half the season in just one sitting. The cast is excellent all around. I can't think of one person that was a weak link. And you can tell the creators took their time in trying to find the perfect child actors for each of these roles. They are the best that I have seen for a number of years, and it was vital that they got that bit right, as the four of them were central to the show's story. There's just a wonderful sense of mystery that oozes from the show. The Duffer Brothers named Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter and Stephen King as a few of their main influences. And I for one got a massive sense of Spielberg, which is a testament as to how well the show is made. It pays homage to all those big names mentioned and blends them all together to create a retro-fest hit of nostalgia that is fun and creepy from start to finish. Stranger Things is set in the small, quiet Indiana town of Hawkins, where nothing is out of place. That is until Will, one of the four group of friends, disappears one night as he is travelling home. From then on, bizarre occurrences begin to crop up all across town, as the remaining three friends, Mike, Dustin and Lucas, search however they can in attempt to find their missing friend. But they weren't the only ones that were searching for Will. Giving us one of the standout performances in the show, Will's mother Joyce, played by Winona Ryder, would not relent or give up as she continuously tried to find a way to locate her missing son. Jonathan, her elder son, didn't believe the things that his mother was saying at first. He thought she was just using it to try and cope. I mean, Light's talking to her, communicating with her through the walls, etc. You can't really blame him for it. It does sound far-fetched. But after photographing a shot of that thing his mother supposedly saw, he began to come around to the idea that his brother wasn't gone for good. And near enough the exact same thing could be said for my favourite character in David Harbour's police chief, Jim Hopper. Hop was just such a likeable character. He was rash but determined, and you felt for him given his tragic past. He too, in the beginning, believed that Joyce was just in a state of denial, forming realities in her head that didn't project into the real world. But after he did some digging, he found out that he was so wrong. After a body was discovered that was supposedly Will's, Hop began to look deeper into the detail. The sighting of the body was off. The fact that there were new guards was off. New autopsy people and the government somehow kept coming up with all of the answers just made Hop sure that something wasn't quite right. His determination was the main reason why I admired his character so much, especially as he went headfirst into that government facility all by himself. The special effects in the show are really well done. The main tear or doorway into the Upside Down, another dimension as it were, was very impressive. And that realm was home to the monster. You only caught glimpses of this unknown creature until it was fully shown off in the season finale, and whatever the hell it was not to be taken lightly. One of my favourite moments in the show was when Nancy, Mike's older sister, bravely ventured into the creature's world to find her missing friend Barbara. The shadow realm that mirrored the real world was expertly shot, and it showed the real fear that Nancy encountered when she came face to face with the creature. I thought she was going to get it, or at least get captured, so I was happily surprised when she fought her way out of there, with the help of Jonathan of course, as they then armed the hell up in preparation for a showdown. And that scene was even better. Seeing the creature emerge into the real world and then to see Nancy, Steve and Jonathan fight it was up there if not the best scene in the season. It was also the point where Steve proved that he wasn't that much of an arsehole. He was jealous, yeah, and was encouraged by his douche of a friend, but he protected both Nancy and Jonathan when it mattered most. So in the end, he wasn't that bad after all. And that leaves us to talk about one of the main mysteries in the show in 11, or L for short. Her powers and abilities were born from the experiments from in that facility. She found a way to escape, but struggled to adapt to life in the normal world. None of it was her fault, it was the man whom she called Papa, the government guy who ran the whole cover-up story known as Dr. Martin Brenner, who was responsible for her being locked up. But it was hilarious to see her and the three friends interact with one another, particularly her with Mike. She gave us some of the most amusing and shocking scenes from the show. One day she's defending her friends from the bullies at the school, and the next she's flipping cars and killing 5 to 6 people at once. And let's not forget she faced off against that creature at the very end of the season, as she sacrificed herself in order to destroy it. I presume she will be back as a part of the show in the future. I'm convinced even more so given the fact that Will spat out a bit of that thing that nearly killed him, because I think if a little bit of that remains, maybe it's the key into Elle's eventual return. But if it is, I have a feeling the monster will be back as well, maybe in an even more powerful form. Oh, and that bitch got wrecked. Never liked her since she shot the chef in episode 1, so ha, you had that coming. The main government guy did go out in a bit of a whimper though, frozen in fear as the monster devoured all of his goons. So if something could have been improved on, maybe it was growing the villain a little bit more. But frankly, it was the creature that we wanted to concentrate on. So I wouldn't blame them too much for that one. My overall verdict for Season 1 of Stranger Things is a 9 out of 10. It's one of Netflix's best original series and one of the best shows that has aired this year. And even though it only has 8 episodes in its first run, you can expect plenty more of the show to come as it has already been renewed for a second season. Its impeccable sense of mystery is why the show is just so binge-watchable. All the cast are exceptional and you get fixed to the screen the second that you first lay eyes on them. The mythology as to how the monster and its realm came about is still very much a mystery. I mean, what the hell is this thing? Little explanation has been revealed thus far, but with more Stranger Things on its way, hopefully we'll find out a little bit more once the second season airs. My top scenes include the obvious choices when Hop and Joyce ventured through the portal into the Upside Down, and when Nancy stepped through all on her own to come face to face with the creature. Up there with the best was the trap that took place in the buyer's home, and I really liked the segment where Hop broke into that facility, as it had me on the edge in the fact that I wasn't so sure that he would make it back out. The soundtrack and the theme are again one of the best this year. And for any small downside I have already mentioned, Dr. Brenner could have done with a bit more fleshing out. That and poor old Barbara didn't even get a mention after her disappearance and ultimate demise. The show blends together a lot of different factors. It's mysterious, it's got action, adventure, and it's creepy when it needs to be. It's got light-hearted, funny moments such as when Dustin phoned his school teacher and convinced him with his own phrases to get the answers that he needed. That bit had me in stitches, and it was neatly fit into place. Stranger Things blends the elements from some legendary screenwriters into this fun, creepy retro fest that is bursting with nostalgia. The era vibes are glorious, and where some people may say that's a bad thing, I am not one of them, as I love this show right from the start. Powers, monsters, secrets, and mysteries, oh my. And it can be watched by the whole family. Granted, there's the odd, slightly gory scene from time to time, but nothing close to the extreme. So anyone that has not seen this show, I was late getting to it, get watching it right now, as there's only one season out, so it should take you no time at all into catching up. So, how did you feel about Stranger Things, and who was your favourite character from the show? Mine was Hop. Let me know yours and your thoughts about the season down in the comments. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the review. And I'll see you on the next one.
I say O'Bannon? I meant... Okay.